Yeah, we're going back in the Apache because I just realized my video yesterday had no sound, which thoroughly sucked. Yeah, had no sound. All right, that's not gonna work either. Let me take these off. Okay, I'm gonna get some hours in today. Turn the fan up high. Let's get some hours in today. All right, is everything set? Can we see? Let's check out our video. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna do missions after missions after missions until I become proficient. And I'm gonna be adjusting this seat to give me a more realistic flight experience. Because I haven't been adjusting. All I've been doing is just playing the damn thing. In fact, let me start right now to see where we at. Let's see where we at. Where are we at? The microphone is working. I hope sound is working this time. Let's see where we at. See, it's Apache. Smoothing this down. Reaction speed. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, I see these. I think these should be around. Let's go with 40. That's a bit high. Let's start with 10. If you look at this over here, what I understand is the intensity of it. And the ones I like the most, I like these up kind of high because allegedly this is what helps when you feel turbulence. I'm gonna go up with these. Vertical heave, same thing. I don't want to go too crazy though. And then this supposedly helps with when you get in the cockpit and you get that huge jerk. Huge jerking. What? I don't even know where my camera is at. Oh shit. That camera was pretty much useless. Now look at that boy try. Ooh, boy, biceps or whatever those are. Damn. I need to get in the gym a little bit more. Uh, I gotta get another camera for my other side. All right, where we at here? Getting off track. Uh, this all might be too much for the helicopter. Smoothing, reaction speed. I'm gonna boost it up just a little bit. Let's go with some good numbers like 40, 40. Let's go with 84. I'm trying to keep some even numbers. 12, 12, 87. Let's go with 8. Let's knock that down. 10, missile firing, 6. Look like the cannon firing. Canopy, landing gear. That's all good. Stay with these even numbers. Let's see what this is gonna do. Confirm. I'm gonna try this other telemetry thing too. I forgot the name of it, but I downloaded and paid for it. I might as well try it. It's just a little bit more confusing to use and time consuming. I know what people are saying now about this Apache and uh, not having a good point of view. So I gotta go like, so where I wanted it, that's gonna have to do for now. It's still kind of off, but I'm gonna go with that. All right, I've done this mission once, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. Shouldn't be that big a deal, but let me make sure I move it back to the right screen. Let's just minimize. Can I minimize this? Let's just go and put it back over here. Well, damn, how'd they get so far off? Now I'm way off. God dang it. Let's get back over here. Oh, god dang, it's very difficult to get the right adjustment here. That's probably going to have to do. Oh, now we got that problem. My stuff is outside the boundaries. Okay. See if we got sound. We got sound.
Welcome to the AH-64D AGM-114K Laser Guided Hellfire Missile Training. You begin in flight at 200 feet AGL. You are in active pause. You are armed with 8 laser Hellfires. This training will be performed from the co-pilot gunner position. Press the spacebar to continue.
Alrighty. They're gonna be doing too much. Let's just go back. Take all this off. I think that's what it wants me to show right there for right now.
Unless otherwise indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended that you listen fully to each set of instructions before taking the action that will move the lesson forward. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Before beginning this training, you need to enter 3 targets into your TSD. they will be used as acquisition sources. For training convenience, the target points are located at the flight plan waypoints. To begin, on the right MPD, TSD, press push button, bottom 6, point. Then press push button, left 2, add, followed by push button, left 6, TG. Toggle the cursor to the TSD and slew the cursor to the center of W01. Then press cursor enter. You should see target point information for T01 displayed in the window at the bottom of the TSD. When complete, press the spacebar to continue.
I just did this the other day and I still don't remember the control. God damn it. It's 21, button 21, I think.
Again on the right MPD, TSD, press add, left 2, then press TG, left 6, cursor over and center on W02, then press cursor enter. Once T02 has been entered, repeat the process for T03. Once this has been completed, back out of the point page by pressing point, bottom 6, and press the spacebar to continue.
And you can do this without this part. It's good to know because point B6, press spacebar to continue.
You see the 3 target points created. Put the TSD in attack mode by pressing nav, push button, bottom 2. Attack will display at bottom 2. You should see 3 red target points, T01, T02, T03. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. WAS missiles. Press left hand grip, WAS right. The left MPD weapon page shows the AGM-114 configuration. Important information boxes include sight, set to TADS, acquisition, set to fixed, laser spot tracking,
wow, I never noticed
set
this
to
was
channel
moving.
A, laser rangefinder designator,
That's cool.
set to channel A,
What is it?
laser channel
Flashlight?
settings, channels, primary set to A, alternate set to B. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. On the right side of the weapon display, note the following. Type at right 1 is set to SAL. Mode at right 2 is set to norm. Trajectory at right 3 is set to DAR, direct. These settings are for a lock on before launch or low ball engagement. When you have checked this, press the spacebar.
Wait a minute. Right, lock on before, okay.
To engage the first target, a T-55 tank, begin on the right MPD TSD. Note that in both the weapons display and the TAD, the TADs will center on the T01 spot. To find the target, press slave again, then use the left-hand grip field of view controls and the right-hand grip manual track controller to find and zoom in on the target. When you have the T-55 centered and the TAD sight, press the spacebar.
setting. This thing gets so blurry when you move it. You gotta find what's the best brightness and contrast. Let's see. Wow. Cut it.
Illuminate the target with the Laser Range Finder Designator, LFRD, by pressing and holding the right hand grip LFRD trigger to the second detent. Press the spacebar while you do this. Note the range. It should read about 1,500 meters. The small dash box will change to a larger solid line box called the lowball constraints box. This means the missile is tracking the coded laser energy and is ready to fire. Pull the right hand grip trigger to the first detent. As the missile fires, continue to hold the LRFD trigger at the second detent. Do not let go of the laser until missile impact. Note in the lower right of the TADS, a missile time of flight counter has begun. Watch for missile impact. Only then should you release the LFRD trigger. Then press the spacebar.
I did not shoot that. I did not shoot that. Yeah, I did not shoot that at all. Are you kidding me?
SA-11, 12 o'clock, searching.
The first shot was from active pause, which provides a completely stable hover. From now on, you will use George AI to provide a realistic hovering platform, one that moves a bit. Bring up the George AI interface, set the altitude to over 300 feet, ensure airspeed is 0. When George is correctly configured,
Roger. Decreasing
toggle the
altitude.
George
Roger.
AI interface
Copy.
off.
Speed. Copy.
When
Increasing
ready to begin
altitude.
flying,
Copy. Increasing
under
altitude.
George AI control, press the
Copy.
spacebar.
Increasing altitude. At requested speeds. Copy. Slow one down.
The next target is at T02, an SA-11 battery
requested
just over
altitude.
5,000 meters at your 12 o'clock. Specific targets are the Snowdrift Search Radar and SA-11 Command Vehicle. On the TSD, press Top 5, Chord. Then select press right hand grip, Slave. Wait until George has brought the aircraft into a stable hover pointing towards T02. Press Slave again and use the manual track
Speed set.
controller and field of view controls to find and target the Snowdrift radar. When you have the Snowdrift targeted, press the spacebar to continue. Press the LRFD trigger to the first detent to get a quick range to the target. It should be around 5,000 meters. At that distance and in daylight conditions, the TV optics can provide a closer view of the target. On the left hand grip, use the TADS sensor select switch to switch to TV. Readjust the aim and field of view as necessary. When you have the snowdrift properly targeted, press the spacebar to continue. For this engagement, you'll use a high trajectory lock-on after launch blowout shot. On the left NVD weapon page, press push button right 3 trajectory and then press push button right 1. The low-owl firing sequence is 1. Hold the left hand grip weapons firing trigger. Missile launch. 2. Watch the time of flight counter and count off 4 seconds. 3. Hold the LRFD trigger to the second detent and hold until missile impact. When you are ready to do these steps, press the spacebar to continue. Shoot the missile. Count 4 seconds. Laze the target. LRF. Some of the SA-11 support vehicles will move to cover. Ignore them. Use manual track field of view to find and target the command vehicle. Repeat the high trajectory low-owl engagement against the command vehicle. Your next target is an armor column approaching from the southeast. On the TSD, select T03 by pressing top 5 chord, and then select the T03 line with left 3. On the TADS, in the field of regard box, note that the field of view box has moved to the right. Bring up George AI and adjust your heading to bring the field of view box to the center of the field of regard. Look outside forward to find a red smoke marker and see that you are pointed in that general direction. When you have done this, exit the George AI interface and press the spacebar.
Rolling out.
The range to the T03 targets will be between 2,000 to 3,000 meters. On the weapon display, select direct trajectory by pressing right 3 trajectory and then right 3 again for direct. When the armor column appears, it will be moving along the road to your front. To engage moving targets, you will make use of the manual track controller in conjunction with the linear motion compensation, or LMC, function. With LMC on, the longer you push on the manual track controller, the faster the TAD's view moves in that direction. Release the manual track controller and the TAD's movement continues at its last speed. To slow TAD's movement, press the manual track controller in the opposite direction. To stop TAD's movement, toggle LMC off. Press slave to free the manual track controller. Then press the left-hand grip LMC button or button you have mapped to a keyboard bind or your peripheral controller. Practice with small left and right, then up and down movements until you feel you can effectively set the TAD's slewing speed. When ready to continue, toggle LMC off. Reset the TAD's view. When you sight the enemy armor, select a vehicle and track it using manual track and LMC. With a good track, pull the LRFD trigger to the second detent. Get a good low wall constraints box. Pull the weapon firing trigger.
Why did it speed up? I wonder why it speeded up. Like when I hit this button, watch it's gonna speed up.
Keep LFRD on. If necessary, make small adjustments to keep tracking the target all the way. Congratulations! You have successfully engaged stationary and moving targets with the AGM-114K laser Hellfire missile. Press escape to exit the training or continue to fly.
Wait a minute. Supposed to be the fly from here. What up? C? There we go.
Rotor RPM low.
Yeah, I can fly from here, but it's not fun. Let's go. HM. Okay, it's supposed to be up.
Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM high. Rotor RPM low. RPM low.
I get him to go. Test. Let it go. I think I got a setup here for helmet mounted in the back or in the co-pilot gun. See, do I? Oh, cursor down. Yes, I do. See if it's gonna work. Oh shit, it's reversed. look as far as this. Wow, I don't see that far to the right, far of an offset. That's a hell of an offset. Damn, that's a nice offset. Damn, right up under me. adjusting my controls here. Oh, that's for shit. Wait a minute, that's the same thing? Nope, there's two different things. Fire control, and that's WAS. Maybe it's push. There we go, push. What was it? Can't even on here. Sanaki? Oh, that's what I'm going to. What's on here or not? Try to get in a stable hover and land this. Bleep! I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Yep, yep, I'll take that. Considering Kogi for the wrong one. I need to put that. I'll go ahead and put the tail thing on. Oh, whatever. Coletti, not even on. I will take that any day of the week. Am I gonna get it? This is a training, so I'm not gonna get an option to save that. Save track. Okay. I'll take training Conquers. Oh, okay. Gave me a good name and everything. Close. Let's do some Viper stuff. Upfront controls. Aim 9L missiles. Okay. I need to do all these trainings considering I haven't flown consistently in at least a month, maybe even longer. I think I need to adjust that Apache a little bit more. I don't remember getting any side to side real movement here. Okay, what is this? Aim 9, pylon, shooting the next on the wingtips. Fly projection analysis. You will start the training by setting your aircraft. However, when you're ready to engage your target, in order to describe above, you will have a pause after each successful shoot down to prepare for the next engagement. Pretty simple.
Welcome to the F-16 AIM-9 Sidewinder training mission. You are at 12,000 feet MSL, 30 nautical miles southwest of your home base, Katusia Air Base. The first steps will be to set up your aircraft for air-to-air combat. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. To set up your F-16 for air-to-air combat, first ensure master. When you do so, note that the right MFD should change to the Stores Management or SMS page. Use the right MFD OSB 7 to switch between the 4 AIM-9 mic that are wing mounted and the 2 AIM-9 Lima that are wing tip mounted. Both nomenclatures use AIM-9 LM. Given the engagement's plan, it might be better to use the AIM-9 Limas against the initial non-maneuvering targets, but the choice is yours. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Now look at the left MFD. First, we will keep the radar in range while scan for this training. Finally, use the left MFB OSB 19 to set the radar search range to 10 nautical miles. Press twice. You are now ready to be in a rear hemisphere AIM-9 engagement. You will need to accomplish the following steps fairly quickly, so take a minute to review them. 1. Find and lock the target on the radar. 2. Accelerate and fly towards the target. 3. Uncage the AIM-9 seeker. 4. Monitor range to the target using the radar, MFD, and HUD. 5. When in range and the missile is locked, Sidewinder growl in your headset, shoot the AIM-9. When ready to continue, press the spacebar.
What's my uncage button? I think it's that one. Yeah.
Note that the dynamic alarm zone, DLZ, on the right side of the HUD and radar is fairly small. This is because both you and the target are traveling in the same direction, producing a low closure rate. However, notice the IR seeker's growl, indicating that it can readily detect the target's hot engine exhaust. Regardless of the missile's IR lock, it is best to close to inside the maximum range versus maneuvering target bracket on the DLZ.
I have DLZ. Why don't I have like no range to this stuff? I have no idea what the range is. What that is 12,000. I didn't see that closing.
Fox 2. Splash the target. Good job. Before you begin the next engagement, Set the radar range to 40 nautical miles using the left MFD OSB 20. Also, take a look at the AIM-9s remaining using the SMS on the right MFD. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Get ready to begin a forward hemisphere AIM-9 engagement. Again, you will need to accomplish the following steps fairly quickly, so review them now. 1. Find and lock the target on the radar. 2. Fly towards the target. 3. Uncage the AIM-9 Fox 2.
Shit. You better go pitbull. Definitely didn't mean to do that. You're lucky. Oh, no. 7 miles.
Fox 2. Good kill. Very good. Now take a moment to inspect the cockpit settings. Reset the radar to an adequate search range, at least 40 nautical miles, on the left MFD. You should also step to the next steer point using the DED rocker switch on the UFC. The next target will be circling near steer point 2. Again, use the right MFD SMS page to check the number of side one. This time you must decide on the type of engagement, forward hemisphere or rear hemisphere, you will attempt. The target aircraft will continue to circle until you attack it with a missile. Once you shoot, the target will attempt to evade the missile and decoy your flares. It will also try to defend itself. However, its air-to-air missiles are older, rear aspect only weapons. Good luck. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Fox 2. Fox 2. Good hit, good hit. Well done. You have successfully engaged all the targets and completed AIM-9 training in the F-16. You may end the training now or continue to fly. A few extra air targets may be found near Spearport 3.
Damn, took my eyes off my almost ran right into it. That's great.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
2. Winchester, AIM-9 Sidewinders.
Block. Altitude. Altitude.
That postal. 1:50 a.m. Damn. Hey man, keeping gamers time. That's the kind of time gamers keep. So you doing studying, linguistics plan. Taking some time to watch the video in between studying. That's definitely cool. Right here's the base of the land. What is this? I don't know what that is. Bob Ocean. Always try to get me a landing in. Why none of these bases coming up? That is, who is that?
Good order. Springfield 2, inbound.
Let me get used to playing with my buttons. I got a master on button here somewhere. That should be off. Data. $2. Way too high.
Altitude. Altitude.
Quick orbit. Drop some air here.
Springfield 2, cleared for visual, contact tower.
You know what? Let me do this while I can. I'm definitely not feeling what I need to feel here. F-16. What we got here? I got 90, reaction speed, 56. I think I'm gonna need to turn. Y'all, I don't care about y'all. This is one I really want. They up there pretty high too. Still not getting. I think these three here deal with turbulence. I must have something else turned up wrong. Let's go down to 35. Let's go to 28. throttle, G sway. I'll make them all the same. Shit, 28. Reaction speed is the left and right. I don't think I want to mess with that. Let me turn this back up. I turned that down a while back. Let's go 100. I don't know if that's gonna do it, but it's just one of the things you gotta keep testing until you get it right. I feel a little different. Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that.
Springfield 2, taxi to parking area.
did that job for 16 years. Driving them big fuel trucks. It was fun. POL, petroleum oils and lubricants. We call it POL in Texas because that flight line was hot as hell. No air conditioners in the trucks when I worked there. Now I think they got AC and everything. I don't know. When I worked there, wasn't no AC. So imagine the middle of summer, August, hard ass fuel truck. Yeah, we did that. See, we got a ground crew. Might put some fuel in here and what's that DCC interface? Well, I don't even know what that is. I have not taken the time to read that yet. Get some wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks.
And we don't have a chief here. Means I can't get no fuel or nothing. Get up, get on up. Let's see. I don't want to save that. I don't believe. But that actually takes a lot out of you. I had planned on actually doing a flight in every last one of these. But I think I did the Apache. I did one mission in the F-16. And I'm burnt out. Literally burnt out. Let's see. Do I want to do JSOW? I think this is a fun mission. Yes, ECM. VIP and pop up. Air to air ACM and HEMIX. I wish they would do this one in Vegas or the desert. We don't even have. Do we have air to air refueling? No, we don't. Why do we have air to air refueling here, brother? Okay, I got the Huey in here. I don't think I have these. I think I do. Maybe I do have them keybind. I don't have this keybind. They should make a just a keybind mission. A keybind training mission gives you the majority of what you need. Then that you tweak from there. That really wouldn't be that hard to do. I haven't flown off the carrier in a while. Do we even have? We got carrier, taxi, and takeoff. Okay. I'll do this one. Especially because I need to adjust. I'm gonna need to adjust the F-18. Yeah, I'm gonna need to adjust it. I can't remember what I got set up and what I don't have set up. Let's see. Let it taxi the aircraft. It's gonna tell me everything. So let me just take my time and go through this.
We will learn to taxi to an aircraft carrier catapult and take off in this lesson. In a previous lesson, we learned how to start up the F-18. When starting on a carrier, the only significant difference will be that you will set the INS switch to CV, or aircraft carrier, instead of ground during the inertial navigation system alignment. so we will just focus on the taxi and takeoff from a carrier in this lesson. Looking out of the cockpit to the right is the bow of the aircraft carrier, and catapults 1 to the right and catapult 2 to the left are located here. Looking ahead and a bit to our left are the waist catapults of numbers 3 and 4. In this lesson, we will taxi to, get hooked up to, and take off from catapult 2. As you may have noticed, catapult 1 is currently blocked by parked aircraft. Before taxiing forward, we will need to set our trim based on our total aircraft weight.
Ooh, I got
You
bombed.
can find this on the checklist page from the support menu. It's located in the A/C WT aircraft weight line. As you can see, our bird weighs just 46,600 and change.
Where's that at?
If below 44,000 pounds, set 16 degrees of stab trim.
Checklist.
If between 44 and 49,000 pounds, set trim to 17 degrees, and if over 49,000 pounds, set trim to 19 degrees, and afterburners are required for takeoff. So go on to the FCS page of the support menu and use the trim hat to increase stab trim to 17. When set, press spacebar to continue.
What's going to up the way? I need to find the other page. This thing has so much. There's so much, bro. Like I've never messed with this. What's support it? Oh, I've never messed with any of this. Never messed with any of this. Checklist. Checklist. Wheel, flaps, hook, into steered, harness, suspension, takeoff, control, wing, trim, clips. Yeah. What is the support page? Vids. I guess I just missed that because I have no idea what's talking about. Engine. All you said is on the checklist page. Is that it right there? 17 and you stab post aircraft weight 46,000. Oh, there it is right there. Seat is on. Hold on, let's see. Oh, that's just a checklist. Okay, there it is. Okay. What was that? Page of shit. We got 17, so okay. Let's see, 44, 19. Page, what may use trim hat. Pre-stab trim 17. That's set.
Running from the bottom on the checklist page. Arm the ejection seat. Check that nose wheel steering is on. No warning lights. Hook is up. Flaps are set to half. Trim set to the total aircraft weight. Wings match wing fold handle. Oxygen on. Brakes off. Launch bar up. anti-skid off, master arm off.
Put the wings down. Yeah.
From the MPCD, select WTPT and cycle to waypoint 1. Countermeasures off, radar altimeter to 40 feet, canopy closed, master external light switch aft. When all set, press spacebar to continue.
I just did that wrong. So, there. One. Sequence. Car, okay, canopy is closed. Master external light switch aft. What would that be, sir? That's not that important. Somewhere over here, I would imagine. We're not gonna worry about it. Canopy closed, radar altimeter to 40 feet. Why would I do that? That right with the jet. A lot going on in this cockpit. Okay, well that's good enough. Close enough.
Directly to our right is a large yellow rectangle painted on the deck. This is the Jet Blast Deflector, or JBD, for Catapult 2. This will redirect our engine exhaust once we power up for takeoff. Normally, you will spread your wings when positioned behind the JBD, but before you taxi over it to the Catapult shuttle. Because we are already nearly behind the JBD for Catapult 2, spread the wings using the wing fold handle by your right knee, or press right shift and right control O. 5 seconds after the wings are fully spread, stow the handle with the O key. When they are down and the wing fold handle matches the wing position, press spacebar. Before taxiing forward, hold down the nose wheel steering button or press S. This will keep the nose wheel steering in high gain and allow us to make tighter turns on a crowded deck. This is indicated as NWS high on the HUD. If you have the wings folded, you do not need to hold down the nose wheel steering button to enable NWS high. Slowly increase the throttle while inputting full right rudder. Make sure you are in nose wheel steering high to make the very sharp turn to Catapult 2 to your right. As you taxi over the JBD, align the nose of the aircraft straight down the catapult track. Once aligned directly down the catapult track, slowly and carefully roll forward until the nose wheel is just behind the catapult shuttle. The catapult shuttle is attached to the catapult and is used to launch you down the catapult track. To get the nose just behind the shuttle, you can either use the F2 external view or align the catapult shuttle off catapult 1 to be directly off to your right. Press spacebar when aligned on the catapult and the nose wheel is just behind the catapult 2 shuttle. You're now ready for the cat shot. Increase throttles to military power. Wipe the controls by inputting full pitch and roll on the stick and full rudder deflections on the rudder. When ready, go to full power and initiate the catapult stroke.
That
Airborne.
was unexpected.
Roll to the right and quickly raise your landing gear and flaps and accelerate to 300 knots. When taking off from cats 1 and 2, you will perform a starboard clearing turn, and when launching from the waist cats, you'll perform a port clearing turn. Once you've turned 20 degrees from the carrier bearing, turn back to parallel the carrier's bearing and keep your altitude below 500 feet until 7 miles from the carrier. This is to keep you out of the way of returning traffic. Press Escape to conclude this lesson.
I got bumped.
2, wheels up.
Got bumped. That must have been dropping. me adjust this one. So what we're gonna do here. Man, this one's like it's way out there. Record speed is 84, 48. Alright, let's just try something. Shit. You go on. Let's go up with it. That's probably gonna be too much. Reaction, leave that alone. Let's go at least 50. Let's go 60. Let's go 60. We got 30, 30. I need these to be even. Yo, 39. Let's go 30. Okay, this might be too much. Might be a bit much, but we'll see. At least won't be like that guy's car video I seen the other day. The man about to shake his teeth out. His shit was so high. I'm just trying to get where I can feel turbulence. I can see this ground set up. Vertiground. Back there. Where we going? 3. I think there's no target. Let's see if there's no targets. I don't think there's no targets here. Nope, there's no range. Okay, how did I get that out? Okay, got double click. Let's just find something around Cobaletti. I thought you could put like a what's called in here. Gonna find something to bomb. Just to drop some bombs. Then maybe I'll try to land. I'm not too tired. Yeah. Flaps. That should be on auto, bro. prays I can get my wingman to stay with me. With fuel, shit, I don't really have that much. How about some bingo? I'll do bingo right here. Bingo 2200. Let's go for that bridge. So I got two. Oh shit. Oh, that doesn't help. This gonna be covered. Let's try to line guess what is that?
Altitude. Altitude.
That ain't bad for not having bombed in a long time. Well, I told that sucker, sure did. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're gonna fix that for a while. Alright, let's go back to the carrier. And let's try to do something really hard like land. all the different sauce. Let's see.
Marshall 200. Marking Mops 110. 429er. Angels 10.5. Holding hands with 201. Low state 6.5.
200. Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus 1. Scattered clouds at above 10,000. Altimeter is 290. 903. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 6. Report see me at 10.
200.
Let's try to get this landing. You're gonna have to use flaps. Then it's slow and set down. So we're gonna ski it on or off. At 10, whatever that means. 40 miles. Out there with that whole earth suit shit again. Yeah, that's not cool, bro. I need you to push out a little bit there, sir. Yeah. We're not doing this. Not doing this today. Move along. This.
Tower 200. Overhead Angels 8. Holding hands with 201. Low state 6.0.
200. Tower, roger. BRC 6. Signal is Charlie.
200.
Altitude. Altitude.
Flaps. Gear. It's going straight in.
See you at 10.
200. Update state. Switch tower.
200. Low state 5.9.
What I do? I don't know what I did, but this is not what I want to see. hook flaps.
You're a little low.
Broke the gear. Should have went around. Should have went around. I should have went full flaps. Yeah. That's a grade a C. Should have been a grade AF. Was this super carrier? That was not super carrier. Got slam. Oh, I really would love how to do this again. I used to know how to do it. Slammer. Yeah, I'm not finna do that. It is time to take a break. All right, folks, that's been fun. Appreciate y'all stopping through.